Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, and as my once-a-week co-host pointed out to me earlier today, hey, it's like Wizards of the Coast wants to get on to the This Week in Gaming Stupid list. So, what's going on with Wizards of the Coast? Besides what we were talking about in the past, well, apparently, they have, this is from Wargamer, Wizards of the Coast removes racial alignments and lore from 9 D&D books. All right, announced in full an article on Wizards' official Sage Advice blog on Monday, written by D&D lead rules designer Jeremy Crawford. The various changes in rulebook text have reportedly been made piecemeal over the past year and appear in recent printings of the affected books, as well as on D&D Beyond, and in any other digital versions of the text from now on. So, what changes is this? Well, the article says that apparently the errata is, I guess, mostly removing text, in some cases changing text. You know, the area known as Savage Frontiers, gone. Because can't have Savage. But I guess Savage World is his own RPG by Pinnacle is okay. I don't expect them to be changing that name anytime soon. They've taken out references to slavery and beholders believing that each beholder is the supreme beholder, and all other beholders are inferiors. I mean, this is literally all over. It's on Bounding into Comics, Wizards of the Coast removes lore deemed problematic from Dungeons and Dragons. And who else? Oh, well, Bell of Lost Souls, also D&D, Wizards of the Coast new batch of errata removes racial alignment and retcons drow or drow or however the fuck you pronounce that. So what does all this come down to? Well, it's interesting because there's a thread over on Reddit where, and I'll include links to all this on the write-up of this this piece, but there's removal of stuff from beholders, giants, gnolls, kobolds, mind flayers, orcs, Yuan-Ti. Yuan-Ti got it long. That's 2 huge paragraphs of material that went bye-bye. Wizards of the Coast is removing a lot of lore that they find problematic, and I've collected it here as I think it would be sad to lose, especially all that Yuan-Ti lore, as I love the snacks. So, why am I pointing this out? It's Wizards of the Coast books, right? They can do whatever the fuck they want to do with it. They could turn all these books into cookbooks for all it really matters, right? Because it's their IP. Yes, there will be people who will get upset, but here's the secret, all right? Anybody coming into the hobby will have no idea these things have been changed, right? Because they're going to come in their books, their D&D Beyond won't show any of this stuff. So I said before, and I will repeat this, I believe when D&D gets relaunched for the 50th anniversary, when D&D gets rebirthed for the D&D movie that's coming up, it's not going to be a new game system. They're not going to change the rules. It's not going to be like going from 1E to 2E or 2E to 3 or 3.5 or 3.5 changing to 4 and 4 going to 5, which is a bit like 3. No. It's going to be, at worst, 5.5 is probably going to be pretty much just 5E. But there's going to be things removed. And it's mostly going to be addition by subtraction. 5E is a hit. It works, but they're finding that there's stuff that upsets a vocal segment of the community. Whether it's the gaming community or not is irrelevant, right? There's a certain segment that, oh my God, all orcs are evil, and if all orcs are evil, then orcs are stand-in for insert race here, then you're saying no, orcs were never a stand-in. Okay. Beholders, right? Like, beholders can't be racial evil anymore. I mean, you're taking this stuff away. This is a fantasy game, but you're taking it out because, again, there is a vocal portion of either the gaming community or the community at large that states that they're upset with this stuff. So you remove it. And new players are never going to notice. They will have no idea what they're missing out on. Current players, you know what? A lot of them aren't going to notice. Why? Because their print books won't have changed. But if they're running stuff from, what's it, D&D Beyond, all those files are changed, right? So now you're playing by the new, updated version of whatever book. Stealth. They didn't announce these changes, a lot of the changes as they were doing. They were like, just do it. And if anybody notices, well, we'll do it. We'll do an update at the end of the year. That's going to be what you're going to see. Excuse me, what you're going to see for the rebirth or the relaunch of D&D. The system is a hit, and they've already seen what happens with Pathfinder. Pathfinder went and changed the system. You change the system, you're going to lose players. You change the lore, you might lose a few, but most won't know, and you appease the loud voices. Again, this is Wizards of the Coast material. They can do with it as they want. I have a personal opinion on what they're doing. I think it's a time waster, and it's foolish, and it removes a lot of really flavorful lore. But maybe in the future they'll have something that can compensate for that. I don't know. I won't be reading it probably anyway, so again, it doesn't make a difference. But it's not for me. But here's what I find interesting. So now you have an earlier printing of the Player's Handbook, the Monster Manual, the DMG, Volo's Guide to I don't know, hiney holes or whatever we're talking about. You have the printing before the changes, right? You can't change a print book in the past. You can change it going forward. So new editions, new printings of these books will certainly have the new text. So now are the original text collectible? The new ones certainly aren't, right? Because they're new. But if I have the original Monster Manual first print, and it has these races with these descriptions, and now you put it side by side with the new printing of the book, it's like, oh wow, there's a difference. Now, are you almost artificially making a collector's market? I don't know. And are you forcing people to buy the new books, right? But now it's like, well, we've updated these books, you should buy new ones. I suspect what we're going to see is new covers. We're going to see new covers. It's going to say new updated Player's Handbook, new updated Dungeon Master's Guide, new updated Monster Manual, and these are all going to be re-releases. And that would be a wise way to do it, right? New printings, sell it as an updated version, and maybe you make some extra sales from people who already bought the prior one. Don't kid yourself, okay? It's a money business. These decisions, even those folks who are upset, including myself, who I don't like the disclaimer that's on drive-thru on the legacy products, right? That was done to appease a segment of gaming, or a segment of the community at large. But they didn't actually change any of the content in those cases. They are changing the content here. Now, why would that be? Why aren't they going into the old products and saying, oh, well, we got to reach out and rip out this description of orcs being evil, or the original Yuan-Ti description, or mind flayers. Why aren't they going to go back and do that with the reprints? Because it takes work for very little return on investment. Again, what you're seeing here, what you are seeing with the 5 ebooks, I'm going to tell you right now, this is fitting right with what I was talking about, which is how they're going to relaunch D&D, but they're not going to change the system. They're going to change the fluff, but the crunch is going to remain 99% pure to what 5e players have been playing for the last, I don't know, how many years has 5e been out? Way too long. So, my only question is this now a collectible market? Even if it only means like, well, I had the original Player's Handbook, and now I can get it's beat up, and I can still get my original cover price for it because it has the original rules. Or I have my original Monster Manual, and it's never been used. Hey, I can get double what I paid for it. I can get, you know, $80, $90 for it because it's the original. It hasn't been well. I probably shouldn't say it's been Care Beared, but that's really what's happening to 5e. Does it personally affect me? No, I play OSR. Does it actually, to tell you the truth, I think that stuff like this is going to increase players that are going to that are introduced to gaming by 5e, and they're going to go, oh wow, I want something that has a little bit more teeth to it, whether it's Care Bearing that you can't die, or making your adversaries, the monsters, the evil creatures no longer evil. They'll find their way to other systems. And that might be Warhammer, Fantasy Roleplay. It might be Swords and Wizardry. It might be Odric. It might be Hyperborea. There's so many choices of what it could be. But again, 5e is what's going to bring them in. And then I'll be even more honest. You know, if you're bringing people into the hobby, do you want to make it an easy way in? Certainly. Maybe this is the easiest way to bring them in. Everything is sparkles, everything is shiny, everything is not dangerous. And then they can get their feet wet, and those that want to explore more will find other types of RPGs. So just I want to know if my old shit. I want to know if my earlier 5e stuff is valuable. I have something that's actually signed. Go figure that one out. I don't even know how I did that. But I have some of the, I think my, whatever the one, I have 2 copies of the Dragons module. The early one, the Dragon Queen, whatever. One of them was signed. Wonder if it's worth money. Maybe I should. No. Also, Christmas has enough good stuff going on. You probably don't need that. Folks, if you look at the bottom of the screen, OSR Christmas over at TenkarsTavern.com. I am going, right after I record this, I'm going to my local pub's Christmas party. And when I get back, I will be putting up a blog post. It should be day 5 of OSR Christmas. Hopefully, I will try. But there's a lot of other stuff going on. There's a lot of great deals at Humble Bundle. And I want to remind people, if you do go to Humble Bundle, if you can go through my link over at TenkarsTavern.com, you'll support the tavern. But even if you don't, remember, it's a great way to get last-minute gaming gifts for people in your group. I should have mentioned that when we were talking about gifts for your GM. You can gift Humble Bundles. Not a bad deal. There's a virtual map deal right now that's up there. I think we went live earlier today. These are great gifts that you can give out to people. Why not? Folks, as always, we are still in the midst of the world of COVID. What does that mean? It means use your common sense. All right? I'm not saying get vaccinated. I'm not saying no, don't get vaccinated. I'm not saying wear a mask. I'm not saying don't wear a mask. I'm saying talk to a medical professional who knows whatever issues you might have with your health and be guided by their advice. That's all. Be safe, be well, God bless, roll those dice, roll them well, and I will be back tomorrow with yet another video. That'll be a live stream tomorrow night, actually, with Glenn Hallstrom and special guest, Hack and Slash, Courtney Campbell, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. All right, folks. I thank you much.